gentlemen, welcome back to Trinity Baptist College, and we're just a moment or so away from the beginning of Game 2 of this Saturday afternoon doubleheader between the Trinity Baptist College Eagles and the Edward Waters College Tigers. Good afternoon again. I'm Ray Bureau, Dean Bureau, working the camera, and we're glad you're able to join us here on live stream through TBCEagles.com. The Eagles are taking the field. Edward Waters took game 1 5-1. And as we get set for game number 2, let's give you the starting lineups. Leading off for the Tigers in center field, number 22, Brian Rodriguez. Batting second, playing second base, number 4, Juan Bracamonte. Batting third, the shortstop, number 5, Jordan Ponchas. Batting fourth, doing the DHing this time, number 19, Miguel Beltre. Batting fifth at third base, number 8, Alberto Rivera. Batting sixth at first base here in game 2, number 12, Jacob Frankie. Batting seventh in right field, number 7, Willett Boggs. Batting eighth in left field, number 10, Noah Leake. And batting ninth, the catcher for game 2, number 23, Jonathan Jamie. On the mound for the Tigers will be number 31, Jonathan Radomski. There you see the Eagles defense on the field. TJ Lanning in left, John Shiver in center, Gabby Pedraza in right. Jacob Molina at the hot corner, Sean Moose subbing for AJ Alexo this afternoon. He's at short. Kevin Rivera at second base, and at first base, freshman Austin Gross. He's coming to us from Alabama. Number 40, Central Christian High School. Austin Gross getting an opportunity here in game number 2. David Hall behind the plate, and on the mound, number 1, left-hander Nick Lyle. In his last time out, he threw a complete game shutout against Johnson University of Tennessee this past Tuesday afternoon, and Lyle struck out 13 Royals in that ball game. So Nick Lyle getting another chance. He's been on a roll lately. He's had a couple of complete game shutouts in his last 2 or 3 outings. That game against Johnson, he allowed just 3 hits and he walked 2, going the distance without allowing a run. Brian Rodriguez leading things off. He scored a run in game number 1, 1 for 4 officially. And Nick Lyle, with that long, slow delivery, gets us underway, and the first pitch is upstairs. Takes his time in the windup, but he can throw hard, and he's been very effective this season. Remember a couple of weeks ago, he shut out the NAIA's Aquinas College. Now, NAIA has some very tough baseball teams, and that's what Edward Waters is a member of, the NAIA Association of Independents. And with today's game 1 win, Tigers now 20-14 on the regular season. 2 balls, no strikes. And a pitch from Lyle in there for a strike. Freshman Nick Lyle from Imagine High School. On the mound, his job is to help the Eagles earn a split in today's doubleheader. And the 2-1 swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We gave you the Eagles defense. We'll run through the batting order as they come up in the bottom half of the first. High fly ball down the right side and out of play. We mentioned that the Tigers took game 1. Both starting pitchers threw complete games. Frederick Belts for Ed Waters allowed 1 earned run on 4 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 4. Michael Kohick for Trinity, 2 earned runs, 5 total, as he went the distance as well. And Lyle strikes out the first man he faces. The Wind has been gusty on and off all afternoon. Right now blowing in around 15 miles per hour in from right center field. That'll knock a ball down that's up in the air. We saw yesterday the wind can make things tough on both the infielders and the outfielders. Juan Brockamont at the plate. And the first pitch from Lyle swung on and missed for strike one. Brockamont scored a couple of times in game one. 0 for 3 officially. He reached on a walk and an error. And Lyle with the 0-1. Foul tipped into the mitt. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 from Lyle. Ground ball hard at Rivera, off his glove and into right field for a base hit. Rivera made a diving attempt. Ball just out of his reach. It looked like it tipped off the end of his glove, but that's a base hit for Brockamont. And the Tigers have a runner at first with 1 man out. Shortstop Jordan Pontius. 2 for 4. 2 runs scored in game number 1. And we saw yesterday just how well he patrols the shortstop area. Runner at first, Lyle with the first pitch, slapped hard, foul. No balls and a strike. And this pitch is up and away for ball 1. Lyle takes his time, but he stays straight up and down and doesn't give away with his right leg what he's going to do, throw to first or make the pitch. And this one is drilled into left field. Lanning heading back, going back still, and he makes the catch up against the fence. Pontius hit the ball very hard, but Lanning ran it down, and that's out number 2. We were talking about Lyle with that delivery to the plate. I noticed that Brockamont on the last couple of pitches, he was heading back toward first, as Lyle not giving away what he's going to do with the ball. 2 outs, and the first pitch is upstairs to the DH, Miguel Beltre. Miguel had a hit and a walk and an RBI in 4 trips to the plate. 1 for 3 officially in game number 1. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch down in the dirt. Little slide step from Lyle, but he missed 2 balls, no strikes on Beltre. Nice crowd on hand. Edward Waters brought some fans from downtown Jacksonville. And the 2-0 pitch inside for ball 3. And we mentioned early in game 1, family members of Cameron Irvine made their way up from the Miami area to take in the ball games this afternoon. Very glad that they're able to make the trip. Of course, we wish you a very safe trip home as well. And we're happy to have you here at Trinity Ball Yard. Fastball on the outside corner, 3 balls and a strike. And thanks to everyone watching the live stream here on TBCEagles.com, as we bring you almost every Eagles home game. The 3-1 drilled foul, and it fills up the count. With 2 outs, Brockamont will be off on the pitch. Shiver shades the hitter a little towards right center. And the runner goes. The pitch swung on and missed. Lyle struck him out. He got 2 in the inning. 1 hit, 1 man left. Bottom of the first, no score. Bottom of the first, no score. Nick Lyle struck out 2 of the 4 hitters he faced. Bronkomont got a single off of him, and as we start the bottom of the first, here is the batting order here in game number 2. Jacob Bellina at third base leads things off. John Shiver, the center fielder, bats second. TJ Lanning in left, hitting third. Richard Ruth is the DH here in game 2. He's the cleanup man. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Gabby Pedraza. Kevin Rivera will hit sixth. He's playing second. Sean Moose, the shortstop, will bat seventh. David Hall behind the plate, hitting eighth. And Austin Gross at first base. He will bat ninth. Noah Leake in left field for the Tigers. Brian Rodriguez in center. Willett Boggs in right. Giving the infield after this pitch is a fastball that misses for ball 1. Third baseman Alberto Rivera, he did the catching in game 1. Jordan Ponchas at short, Juan Bracamon at second, and Jacob Frankie playing first. 1 ball, no strikes. Line drive headed toward the gap. That's a base hit for Bellina. He's turning, running for 2. Here comes a throw. It is not in time. Great start for the Eagles here in the first. They got the Tigers out without a run, and Bellina is aboard with a leadoff double. Frozen rope into the gap, and the speed of Bellina turned it into a double. John Shiver at the plate. Jonathan Radomski on the mound for Edward Waters College. He is 0-1. He's allowed 12 earned runs in 9 innings pitched. Shiver with a chance to put the Eagles out in front, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Jonathan Jamie behind the plate to complete the battery. We did not see him in game 1, but getting an opportunity here in the nightcap. Bellina at second, nobody out. Shiver squares the bunt, pulls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. That last pitch, third baseman Alberto Rivera in very close, playing for the bunt. Frankie at first, he's staying back. Ponchas holding the runner close at second. So Shiver, if he can get one to the left side, has a chance to drive in the run. The 1-1, squares around, lays it down, foul down the third base side. And we had another gusty wind, making things hard, not on just the players on a pop-up, but on me as well. Got some papers I'm trying to hold in place. Little iPad mini, allowing me to see some things we'll talk about throughout the ball game. And the wind's just a little bit stronger than the mini right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Shiver. And a throw to second, nobody covering. The ball hits Bellina. That's a break for the Tigers. Throw well off the mark, but it stays on the infield. Shiver was 1 for 3 with a run scored in game 1. So Bellina at second, a ball and 2 strikes on the center fielder, John Shiver. This pitch misses outside for ball 2. Two and 2 the count on Shiver. Again, a lot of room to the left side. And the pitch, looping liner into shallow left center, but it's going to hang up long enough for Leake to get under it for out number 1. Shiver went that way where the open ground was, but he got under it, and Leake is able to make the play. TJ Lanning up now with a runner at second and 1 out. Lanning was 2 for 3 in game 1. And Radomski's first pitch to Lanning is a breaking ball in the dirt. One ball, no strikes. Jacob Bellina led off with a double. He's still at second. And the 1-0 pitch coming to Lanning. Up the middle and into center field for a hit. Bellina rounds third. There's a play at the plate. It is cut off, however, and Bellina is in safely. Eagles have their first lead of the afternoon, and it's 1-0. Trinity leads. TJ Lanning goes right up the middle. A diving effort by Brockamont. Tigers have played fantastic defense, and they've made most of the plays of that caliber. This time, Lanning got it by the second baseman for an RBI single. So a runner at first, one out for the designated hitter, Richard Ruth. He was a first baseman in game one. He went 1 for 2 and also drew a walk. First pitch to Ruth in the dirt. Lanning will take second base. The ball stayed in front of the catcher, Jamie, but Lanning got a fantastic jump. He had a big lead to begin with. There's a lot of speed on this Eagles roster, and Lanning is one of those men who can run. So the wild pitch puts a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Richard Ruth. Breaking ball inside. This time Lanning held up. When we resume, we'll have 2 balls, no strikes on Richard Ruth. Lanning brought home a run with a base hit, advanced to second on a wild pitch. Red Sox lead Tampa Bay 4-3 in the 6th in Grapefruit League play. 2 balls, no strikes, and a line drive off the umpire right to Pontius. He'll throw to first for the out. Ruth hit the ball hard, a little tough luck, but he did advance the runner. Officially, that's 6-3, but it hit off the umpire first. Lanning advances to third. Gabby Pedraza at the plate. He's had some very good swings in both games of this 3-game set. Some tough luck, however. We mentioned that Tigers defense. They've robbed Pedraza a few times, counting both yesterday and today. Runner at third, 2 out. Alberto Rivera in on the grass, and the first pitch to Pedraza is low for ball 1. There's a no-hitter going on between the Tigers and Pittsburgh. Detroit has not given up a hit to the Pirates, and a fly ball down the left side. It's on a play. It's only spring training, but still interesting to see if the Tigers can get that combined no-hitter. That game is in the top of the 7th with the Tigers batting, so no hits through 6 for Tigers pitching. 1-1, 2 out, and the pitch swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Mets lead Atlanta 3-0 in the 8th. Of course, all teams have their players back now from the World Baseball Classic. Team USA took the title this year, and a high fly ball way out of play to the left. So congratulations to the American team. 8-0 win over Puerto Rico in the championship game Wednesday night. 1-2 to Pedraza. Remdowski with the pitch in the dirt, and a nice block by the catcher Jonathan Jamie. Radomski trying to get out of it. 1 run is in. And that runner at third, TJ Lanning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Breaking ball off the fists. Pedraza hustling down the line. He's going to be called out. And just like in game 1, the Eagles not getting the call. Pedraza looked like he beat that by a full step, but he is called out. Lanning would have scored, and that's going to end the ball game. Coach Copeland out there pleading his case, and even the Tigers fans letting the ump have it on that one. Pedraza very upset. Eagles do get a run, and after one, they lead it 1-0. Top of the second, 1-0 Eagles, and fans still letting the umpire hear about that call at first. Gabby Pedraza looked like he had beaten that play by a full step. Call went against him, and that ended the inning. Lanning was crossing the plate with what would have been the second run. Lanning drove in Jacob Bellina, and the Eagles lead 1-0. Hitters 5, 6, and 7 due up for Ed Waters, Alberto Rivera, Jacob Frankie, and Willett Boggs. Rivera was the catcher in game number 1. He was 0 for 3. Nick Lyle struck out 2 Tigers in the first. And he'll face Rivera to lead things off here in inning number 2. And the first pitch from Lyle up and away for ball 1. Lyle allowed a single in the first inning, but nothing more. Got the next 2 men behind 1-0, and the pitch outside for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. And the pitch is upstairs for ball 3. Lyle with the 3-0 is upstairs, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to open the second. And it brings up the first baseman, Jacob Frankie. He was the designated hitter in game 1. Was 0 for 3, but he did drive in a run. He did that with a ground ball to the first baseman. Runner at third scored. Up there with a runner at first, nobody out. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. No balls and a strike. The 0-1, ground ball to third. Bellina fields, throws to second, and over to first is off the mark. Good dig by Kevin Rivera on the low throw. Eagles get the lead runner. 5-4 on the fielder's choice off the bat of Jacob Frankie. And now this time, Alberto Rivera trying to plead the case, but Kevin Rivera was off the bag, but call did not go his way. Willett Boggs with 1 out and a runner at first. And a high fly ball down the right field line. Pedraza drifting into foul territory, makes the catch up against the fence. Nice job by Gabby out there in right field. 2 away for Noah Leake, making his first appearance of the series. He's in left field, the number 8 hitter. Boggs offered at the first pitch. He was 1 for 2 in game 1, also laid down a sacrifice bunt. So Noah Leake at the plate. Alberto Rivera led off with a walk. He was erased on a fielder's choice. Jacob Frankie at first base, 2 out, and the pitch from Lyle on the inside corner for a strike. So both teams already expressing displeasure here in game number 2 with some calls that have been made on the field. It was that way all throughout the first game as well. And the 0-1 instead to throw to first, and Austin Gross digs it out of the dirt to hold the runner there. 78 degrees, cloudy, sun peeking in and out. Wind has calmed down for the moment. Ground ball up the middle over the head of Lyle. Moose Fields flips to second, and he is out. Shades of what Jordan Pontius did to end the ball game yesterday. And a 6-4 force retires a side. A walk and 1 man left. Bottom of the second coming up. Trinity Baptist leads 1-0. One to nothing, Trinity leads as we start the bottom of the second. Kevin Rivera, Sean Moose, David Hall due up, and if anybody gets on, we'll get a look at first baseman Austin Gross. Eagles touched Radomski for a run in the first. TJ Lanning singled home Jacob Belina. And so far that's been all the scoring, but it's still early. Kevin Rivera leading things off here in inning number 2. Rivera 0 for 3 in game 1. Remember, Belts allowed only 4 hits. He did a terrific job for Ed Waters on the mound. And the first pitch to Kevin Rivera is up high for ball 1. One ball, no strikes, and a breaking ball in on the corner. That one had a lot of movement. Good take by Rivera. The 1-1. Hit hard and foul down the left side. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rivera leading things off here in the second. Radomski with the 1-2, a breaking ball, misses upstairs. That one looked like it got away from Radomski. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Rivera chased one, the ball hit the dirt. So Jamie will throw him out at first. That's a strikeout and a 2-3 on the putout. First strikeout for Jonathan Radomski. 1 away for the shortstop, Sean Moose. 0 for 2. He also drew a walk in game 1. In case you missed the announcement earlier, Moose filling in for A.J. Alexo, who's out with a slight knee problem. Nothing serious. He was hit by a pitch in Tuesday's ball game versus Johnson University. He played yesterday. Moose took over late in the game, and a high fly ball into left center field and tracked down, and a good play by Brian Rodriguez for out number 2. Moose hit the ball well, but Rodriguez able to run it down. Yeah. So Alexo just enjoying a day off, precautionary mostly. And he'll be back when the Eagles travel up to Toccoa Falls College next weekend. David Hall, the catcher. Had a tough game one, struck out both times up, and he's behind in the count, no balls and a strike. The 0-1 outside for ball one. Different styles between these two starters. Radomski works quickly. And the 1-1. Breaking ball, catches the inside corner. One ball, two strikes. High chopper towards Brockamont. He fields a hop, throws to first in time. So Radomski gets the Eagles in order in the bottom of the second after 2, 1-0 Trinity. Eagles lead 1-0 after 2. Nick Lyle has looked pretty good so far. 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He's faced 4 men in each inning. And he'll have hitters 9, 1, and 2 due up. Jonathan Jamie, Brian Rodriguez, and Juan Brockamont. The no-hitter is no more as Pittsburgh has 2 hits in the bottom of the 7th, and they've also scored twice, so Detroit leads it 3-2. There was a combined no-hitter in the majors yesterday. Again, spring training, but it's still nice to see. Going out of memory here, I believe that was the Los Angeles Angels who turned the trick. The Mets lead 3-0 over Atlanta. That game in the top of the 9th. More updates as we get opportunities. Now up to the plate for the first time in the series, catcher Jonathan Jamie. Nick Lyle with the windup, and the first pitch of the inning is fouled back. Jonathan Jamie, according to the latest update on DAX stats, nothing out of 3 on the season. And the pitch is ground ball up the middle, and there's his first hit. Of course, before we started today, Coach Reggie Johnson told me that there are still a few things that need to be updated, but as far as we see now, that is a first hit for Jonathan Jamie. So a leadoff man aboard. And the leadoff hitter, Brian Rodriguez, at the plate. He struck out swinging to lead off the game. Courtesy runner for the catcher. I'll get you that information in just a moment. Lyle's first pitch, square around a bunt. Bellina charges in, looks to second, throws to first, and the ball's into right field. Mateo is the courtesy runner. He will head to third. And that'll be an error on Bellina. Credit Brian Rodriguez with a sacrifice bunt. Mateo, the courtesy runner for Jamie, he's at third. Rodriguez at second. First two men aboard. Lyle will have to work his way out. He's facing the second baseman, Juan Brockamont. First pitch up high for ball one. Brockamont singled in the first. And this one foul back. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Second and third, nobody out. Opportunity for the Tigers to at least tie the game, and this line drive, hard foul down the right side. One ball, 2 strikes. Lyle winds up with runners at second and third, and it's 2-2. 2-2 pitch is fouled off. Two balls, 2 strikes. Brockamont at the plate. Looking to drive her in at least 1. And the pitch is a breaking ball that catches the inside corner. Great pitch from Lyle. Brockamont did not agree, but that is out number 1. Third strikeout for the lefty. And it brings up Jordan Pontius, who lined very deep to left field. TJ Lannon caught the ball about a step or 2 in front of the fence. First pitch from Lyle is inside. And ball 1. Good block by Hall. Pontius hit a very hard, low line drive that Lanning ran down, made the one-handed catch. And the pitch is outside. So 2 balls, no strikes. There is a base open. Cleanup man Miguel Beltre waits on deck. High fly, out of play, 2 balls and a strike. Lyle winds and delivers the 2-1. Misses up and away for ball 3. The 3-1 is ball 4 as it's high and outside, and that loads up the bases. It does set up a force out at any base and a possible double play to get out of the inning. Gross in on the grass at first. Bellina even with the bag at third. Kevin Rivera and Sean Moose playing back for the potential double play. Alberto Rivera at the plate. He struck out his first time up. Lyle gets the first one over for strike 1. Breaking ball. Did not get the call. So 1-1. Weil from the windup, high pop up. If it stays fair, it's an infield fly, but it's going to drift foul, and David Hall is there to make the play. Heads up defense by Lyle to cover home just in case the runner at third, Jamie, had any ideas of tagging up. 2 down. And Lyle has a chance to get out of this inning. Third baseman Alberto Rivera drew a walk to lead off the second. And a swing and a foul tip into the mitt. That was a very good high fastball. Austin Gross still in on the grass. There are 2 outs. Eagles just need to knock it down and get it out. And a nice breaking ball for 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. Lyle one pitch away from getting out of a very tough jam. Let's see if he can finish it off. Time called as Alberto Rivera steps out. Now he's ready. Here comes the 0-2 from Lyle. High fastball misses, 1-2. Not a bad idea to climb the ladder. He got Rivera to chase one up just a moment ago. And the 1-2, a breaking ball in the dirt and blocked by Hall. So Rivera got down 0-2. He's now worked the count even. 2 outs, runners will be going at the crack of the bat. You want to make it happen here because if you go full count, you're going to give all the runners extra steps. The 2-2, chopper towards third. Bellina can't get there. Moose fields and throws, and it's into right field. 1 run is in. Here comes Rodriguez, and now Pontius to the plate, and everybody's safe. Going to be an infield single for Rivera. 1 run batted in. Mateo, Rodriguez, and Pontius all score. Runs 2 and 3 are unearned, but they count. And the Tigers lead now 3-1. First pitch is in there for a strike. Well, Lyle got the ground ball. Looked like Rivera had to throw beaten at first. Ball got away. That allowed 2 extra runs to cross. So 2 errors in the inning, looming large as the score's now 3-1 in favor of Edward Waters. 1 ball, 1 strike. And swing and a miss, strike 2. And the pitch down in the dirt and blocked. Jacob Frankie at the plate. He reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Well, the official scorekeeper has called it an error all the way. Hit not put on the board. So we'll take that off the book. That makes all 3 runs unearned. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. 3 unearned runs in the inning, a couple of errors. 1 hit and a walk. We go to the bottom of the third. Ed Waters leads 3-1. Bottom of the third coming up. Ed Waters got 3 unearned runs in the top half, and they now lead 3-1. A couple of defensive miscues, balls that got past first baseman Austin Gross. And Gross will step up to the plate for the first time in the series. Hasn't had many opportunities, so he's getting one now. And the first pitch to Gross is taken inside for ball 1. 1-0 upstairs for ball 2. Eagles got a run in the bottom of the first. Controversial call at the plate ended the inning. And a high pop-up over near the side and on top of the Tigers dugout. Check that. That controversial call was at first base as Lanning was coming to the plate. Gabby Pedraza appeared to beat the play. He was called out to end the inning. 2 balls and a strike on Gross. And the pitch on the outside corner, 2-2. This ball is downstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lanning was involved in a controversial call at the plate in game 1. Ground ball right back to the box. Radomski fields, jogs over, makes the toss for out number 1. Gross hit the ball pretty decently, but Radomski in good fielding position after the pitch. He's able to make the play. Jacob Belina led things off with a double, ended up scoring on a base hit from Lanning. High pop up, third base side, and a catch made by Alberto Rivera. Two down for John Shiver. This one a good rip, and he fouled it straight back. Shiver flew out to left in the first inning. Chopper down the right side and foul. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2 from Radomski outside. He hit his target, but Jamie was set up outside trying to get Shiver to chase. And the 1-2. Line down the left side, hooking, foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Shiver returns to the plate. Here's the 1-2, a breaking ball and squibbed foul. Jonathan Radomski ahead in the count, 1-2. And the pitch is downstairs and it evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lanning waiting for an opportunity on deck. This pitch just a little bit high of the strike zone and it fills the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So the payoff pitch coming from Radomski. Line drive, base hit in the left field. Headed toward the corner, Shiver rounds first and he will make it for a stand-up double. That's a second double the Eagles have hit off Radomski. So a runner in scoring position and TJ Lanning at the plate. He's had a good afternoon. 2 hits in game 1. Had an RBI single in the first inning of this one. Shiver, the runner at second. Radomski from the stretch. Breaking ball, good one for a strike. And here comes the 0-1. In the dirt, wild pitch, and Shiver will advance to third. That's the second wild pitch that Radomski has uncorked. And the Eagles now have a runner at third. But Radomski does have 2 men out. 1 ball, 1 strike on Lanning. And here comes the 1-1. Outside, ball 2. Here comes a 2-1, a breaking ball, misses. And Lanning well ahead in the count, 3 balls and a strike. So he can look for one to his own liking. Going to take a base hit, though, to get that run home. There are 2 out. And the pitch. High fly ball out of play. There's a lot of room down the right field line as Willett Boggs playing more toward the gap. And Lanning looked like he was trying to get the ball down that line. It's 3-2. And this one fouled back. We'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. John Shiver at third after his double, and a wild pitch to let him take the extra base. And this one fouled back as well. So Dan Richards going to get a little workout. He come out of the dugout to chase down the first foul ball. Going to get a few extra steps now. And once again, Radomski with the payoff pitch. A breaking ball lofted high over near the dugout and out of play. So Lanning giving a good battle with Radomski. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He's fouled off 3 straight. And here comes another payoff pitch. This one downstairs for ball 4. Great at bat by TJ Lanning. First walk issued by Radomski. If nothing else, he made the pitcher work. And Richard Ruth at the plate. He grounded to short his first time up. Pirates, after getting no hit through the first 6, have come back to score 4 and tie the ball game with the Tigers in the 8th inning. And this one in the dirt. That'll allow Lanning to advance. A bluff throw. Shiver not biting. That's the second wild pitch of the inning for Radomski, 3rd of the game. And now Coach Johnson will have a visit with his pitcher. Red Sox split squad leads Tampa Bay 5-3 after 7. Red Sox other split squad leads Philadelphia 3-2 in the 8th. Marlins 1, St. Louis nothing in the 8th. Toronto split squad 5-4 over the Yankees in the 8th. Nationals lead Houston 4-1. That game also in the 8th. Two final scores. Mets 3, Braves nothing, and Toronto split squad shut out Team Canada 15-0 in exhibition play this afternoon. So Team Canada getting an extra game after the World Baseball Classic. First pitch is low and outside corner. Strike 1, right at the knees, right on the black. And the pitch to Ruth is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second and third, 2 out. If Ruth can keep the inning alive, Gabby Pedraza will have an opportunity next. Ball 2 misses outside. There is a base open. Radomski behind in the count. And the pitch to Ruth. Ball 4, and that loads the bases. Second consecutive walk from Radomski. Eagles, with 2 outs, have the bases loaded for Gabby Pedraza. He's the one who hit that ground ball to first base. Looked like he beat it, but didn't get the call, and that set off a firestorm from the Eagles fans and the players in the dugout. But Pedraza has a chance to at least tie the game with a base hit. 2 outs, so the runner's off on contact. And now, time called by Coach Johnson of the Tigers. Cactus League action getting started in about half an hour. Arizona at the Angels. White Sox at Cleveland. Cubs and Reds will both have split squads. One of each is going to face each other. And I think the discussion about the count was that ball 3 or ball 4. And it is ball 4. Reds' other split squad will take on the Oakland Athletics. We'll let you know some more as we get a chance. Pedraza at the plate. Digging in, and here's the first pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. So Radomski got the first 2 men out, then allowed a double and a couple of walks to load the bases. He does have 2 outs, so a chance to get out of the inning. The 1-0. Check swing and a foul ball. So a ball and a strike on Gabby Pedraza. An Eagle at every base. Here's the 1-1, way outside, ball 2. Shiver at third, Lanning at second, Ruth at first. Pedraza at the plate, ahead 2 balls and a strike. Straight away in the outfield and the infield as well, and a swing and a miss. And a count even at 2-2. As we said with Lyle in the top half, you want to do it here if you're the pitcher. And a chopper toward the hole, and it took a hop toward the first baseman, Jacob Franke, and he steps on the bag to retire the side. That ball was headed to the hole. It took a right turn right to the first baseman. Another tough break for Pedraza. Eagles load the bases with 2 outs, but do not score. After 3, Ed Waters leads 3-1. Nick Lyle starts his 4th inning of work. All 3 runs that have scored for Ed Waters have been unearned. A couple of errors in the 3rd led to 3. 7, 8, 9 due up for Edward Waters, Willett Boggs, Noah Leake, and Jonathan Jamie. Pedraza appeared to have a seeing eye single into right. That would have scored 2 runs, but the ball hit the dirt, had some English on it, spun to the right, and directly into the glove of Jacob Frankie, who made the play easily. So Lyle ready to deliver his first pitch to Willett Boggs, and it is fouled off. Boggs flew out to right his first time up. 0 for 1. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Milwaukee and Kansas City getting set to start out in Arizona. And the 1-1 line drive towards center. John Shiver, a few steps to his right, and he's there to make the play. Well hit, but out. So 1 out. Here comes the left fielder, Noah Leake. He grounded to short to end the first inning. That was a beautiful play by Sean Moose. Right up the middle, did a little spin move like we saw Jordan Pontius do yesterday. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Oakland has a split squad playing at the Los Angeles Dodgers. Cubs with their second split squad taking on Colorado. 1 ball, 1 strike. Texas at Seattle. And a couple of later games. Minnesota and Baltimore. San Diego and San Francisco both scheduled to start at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Chopper towards Moose. He fields, sets, low throw over the head. It bounced over Gross. And that's going to be an error on the shortstop. Throw to second, not in time. Third error for the Eagles. And a runner at second with 1 out. Brings up the catcher, Jonathan Jamie. He singled 1 inning ago, and his courtesy runner, Mateo, ended up scoring. Low throw in the dirt, bounced over the head of Gross. And Leake aboard at second. Breaking ball in there for a strike. No balls and a strike. Pitch from Lyle. Bouncer up the middle. Kevin Rivera backhands, throws in time. On the play, Noah Leake advances to third. A nice job by Kevin Rivera. Good solid throw to get the out at first. 2 down for the top of the order, center fielder Brian Rodriguez. He is 0 for 2, reached down an error and scored his last time up on a sacrifice bunt attempt, so 0 for 1 officially. And this check swing, he held up in time. So Rodriguez does get credit for the sacrifice bunt. So he's 0 for 1, and this one misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. On the inside corner, 2 balls and a strike. And Lyle with the pitch, up and in. 3 balls and a strike. Wind up with a runner at third. The 3-1 is fouled off out of play over the Tigers dugout. Three balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, a breaking ball in there for strike 3. Rodriguez knew it, and that retires a side. An error and a runner left at third. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Eagles trail 3-1. (3-1) in favor of Edward Waters College as we start the bottom of the 4th. 6, 7, and 8 due up for Trinity Baptist College. Kevin Rivera, Sean Moose, and David Hall. Ed Waters has taken the first 2 games of this 3-game series. They won 4-2 yesterday, took game 1 of today's doubleheader 5-1. And lead 3-1 here in the bottom of the 4th of game number 2. Final game of the series. These 2 teams will meet up again in a few weeks at Edward Waters College's home field. And those ball games are scheduled for April 14th and 15th. And the first pitch by Radomski, and the 4th is chopped foul down the left side. Kevin Rivera struck out swinging his first time up. 0 for 1. Tigers go down to Kaiser University after today's ball game, and the pitch is up high. Trinity Baptist will head to Toccoa Falls College next weekend. 1 ball, 1 strike, and a high fly ball down the right field line, slicing away, and it's down for a hit. Rivera can run. He will pull up at second with a double. Diving attempt by the right fielder Boggs, but that's a leadoff double for Kevin Rivera. That's a 3rd double for the Eagles. 4th hit overall. Sean Moose at the plate. Hit the ball well his first time up. Had it run down by center fielder Brian Rodriguez. Kevin Rivera led off with a double. Very nice attempt by Boggs. And Rivera with a huge lead off second base. Nobody really holding him close. And Radomski steps off. So Eagles with an opportunity to cut the deficit in half. Runner at second, nobody out. And a throw back to second, and he is there. Rivera just got his hand in under the tag. Nice move by Jordan Ponchas. He wasn't near the bag to start with, but a good timing play with pitcher Radomski. They nearly caught the runner a little bit too far off the bag. But Rivera back off to that huge lead. And the first pitch, foul tip right off the catcher, and let's hope he's all right. That hit him flush in the mask, and Jonathan Jamie probably giving thanks for small favors with the mask. Now, I've played catcher and home plate umpire, and it does not feel good when that ball hits you right smack in the mask. So no balls and a strike, and a home plate umpire with the slow walk back, giving Jamie a chance to regroup. And Moose returns to the box. Radomski on the mound. Everybody's ready. Kevin Rivera still with that big lead off second. Turn and throw, and Rivera back. Again, Pontius off the bag at the start of the play, but very quick getting there. That one not quite as close. And the ball hit the ground anyway. So no balls and a strike, and a pitch on the outside corner for strike two. David Hall and Austin Gross are the next scheduled hitters for Trinity. The 0-2 pitch. Foul down the right side. Moose stays alive, and he'll see another pitch. Radomski again with the 0-2, a long look in. And the 0-2 is outside in the dirt and blocked by Jamie. Excellent job by the catcher holding the runner at second base. The lead that Kevin Rivera is getting, there'd been very little chance for a throw out at third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one misses down and away, ball 2. Both corner outfielders playing well off the line. Kevin Rivera leads off second. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch in the dirt, and another good block by Jamie. So Moose fell behind 0-2, fouled off a pitch, and has worked the count full. Payoff pitch in the dirt, ball 4, and that'll put 2 men aboard. Third walk from Radomski. Eagles have 2 men on with nobody out. Catcher David Hall grounded to the second baseman Brockamont, his first time up. Eagles trail by 2, but they have the potential tying runs on base. After that series at Toccoa Falls, the Eagles will head to Thomas University for a doubleheader on April 4th. Back to Jacksonville for that 3-game set at Ed Waters on the 14th and 15th. We'll round off the schedule as we get opportunities throughout this half inning. And time called. Radomski steps off. Southeastern University comes to Jacksonville for 2, doubleheader on April 18th. Couple of home JV games on the schedule, 20th and 24th. Hall squares around, pulls it back, takes the pitch low. Jonathan Jamie has been a brick wall behind the plate these last couple of batters. Eagles end the regular season at Voorhees College in Denmark, South Carolina, April 28th and 29th. The 1-0, Hall squares around, and he pulls it back, takes ball 2. Eagles can bunt. They work on it a lot at practice. They've gotten down a large number of sacrifice bunts all season long. Both corner infielders in on the grass. And Radomski with the 2-0. Hall squares around. This time takes it for a strike. Throw down to second, but the runner's back. Even though it was a strike, Hall's looking for one that he can handle well. He's still ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. NCCAA South Region Tournament scheduled for May 11th through the 13th. The 2-1. High fly ball into center field. Rodriguez coming in, making the catch. And the ball seemed to die as it got to the outfield, so not deep enough for Rivera to tag. And one out for the first baseman, Austin Gross. Hit the ball pretty hard his first time up, but Radomski made the play and got the out at first. 2 on, 1 out. A lot of room down the right field line as Boggs shading Gross towards right center. Same thing in left. Gross with the pitch, and he fouls it off. Good cut by Austin, but it's no balls and 1 strike. The NCCAA World Series will take place in Mason, Ohio, May 25th through the 28th. TBCEagles.com gives you that information. The 0-1 to Gross. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Count even at 1-1. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Good breaking ball from Radomski. That one just dipped away, and he got Gross to chase it. So Radomski now ahead in the count, 1-2. Pitch is in the dirt, and just as he's done this entire game, Jamie knocks down another one, keeps the runners where they are. A few pitches have gotten by. Radomski has thrown 3 wild pitches, but this inning especially, Jamie has done a terrific job. 2-2. High pop fly near the backstop. It will stay in play but land safely. Jamie had a little trouble finding the ball. By the time he was able to get there, ball had landed safely. As he turned around, he's looking directly into the Saturday afternoon sun. So that made it tough on the catcher. And at this time of the day, the outfield is facing, and the infield too, facing directly at the sun. So Gross gets another opportunity. Counts even at 2-2. Coach Johnson out just to make sure his catcher's okay. Gives us a chance to remind you of the remaining schedule for Edward Waters. In case you missed it earlier, April 1st and 2nd, a weekend series at Kaiser University down in Central Florida. Saturday, April 1st at 3, and the Sunday doubleheader begins at 1. Tigers will then host Thomas University, same team that the Eagles are going to visit soon. That is a 3-game series. Check that, a doubleheader on April 11th. And a wind gusting hard at the moment. Gross with a slow roller toward first. He will advance the runners, but Frankie makes the play unassisted. Good at bat by Gross. He battled with 2 strikes, and he did move both runners. So the Eagles now with potential tying runs at 2nd and 3rd for the leadoff man, Jacob Bellina. He has doubled and he has popped up. Tigers will then have a 4-game series in 2 days at Voorhees College up in South Carolina, April 22nd and 23rd. Doubleheaders both days. Swing and a miss. No balls and a strike. Bellina looking to do some damage with that swing. Tigers will end the season with a doubleheader against Southeastern University on April 26th and a 3-game series at Talladega in Alabama. Count even at a ball and a strike. Kevin Rivera at third. He doubled his way on. Sean Moose at second. He walked. Both advanced on the ground ball from Gross. And this pitch is a fastball outside. 2 balls and a strike. Molina ahead 2-1. The pitch is fouled off, and that evens up 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eagles got the first 2 men aboard. And Molina looking to drive them in. Eagles trail 3-1. Base hit to the outfield would most likely tie up the ball game. The 2-2. Line drive into center field, a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Moose. The throw is cut off, and we are tied at 3. Jacob Molina takes it right back up the middle. Both runners score. So Austin Gross advanced the runners with that ground ball to first, and it resulted in a tie game. 2-run single for Jacob Molina. Rivera and Moose both cross. And now, timeout on the mound. Molina heading over for some instruction, getting some high fives from his teammates. He just tied up the ball game. 3-3, and looks like we may have a pitching change. Number 13, left-hander Denver Ripley comes in from the bullpen. That's going to be all for Jonathan Radomski. 4 2/3 innings. 3 runs all earned. And a correction. Oh, that is number 13, Denver Ripley. Thought I heard the umpire say 15 now pitching. But that is Denver Ripley on the mound for Edward Waters College. 4 2/3 innings for Radomski. 3 runs all earned. 5 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 3. He is responsible for the runner at first. Jacob Molina just tying up the ball game with a base hit. Again, I know I've already mentioned it, but a very key play. Austin Gross hasn't had many at-bats. He hit a slow roller to the right side. That did advance the runners both into scoring position, and that allowed Molina to drive them both in. Ed Waters got 3 unearned runs in the top of the 3rd. A couple of errors led to those 3 runs. Trinity got on the board first. Molina led off with a double and scored on Lanning's RBI single. And we just told you about what Molina did to tie up the ball game. So, new game here, and John Shiver steps to the plate. He is 1 for 2. He doubled to left his last time up. Denver Ripley making his first appearance in this series. His first pitch is fouled off. And he gets ahead of Shiver 0-1. Ripley hasn't had much action on the mound, an inning and 2/3. 5 earned runs. And the pitch, high fly ball into left field. It's going to hang up for Leake, and he's there to retire the side. Eagles have a good inning. They score twice. 2 hits Big blow by Jacob Molina, 2-run single to tie up the game, and after 4, it's a 3-3 ball game. Three runs, 2 hits, no errors for Edward Waters. 3 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for Trinity Baptist College. Nick Lyle getting ready to start inning number 5. He has done a very nice job. All 3 runs are unearned. He's allowed just 2 hits. He has walked 2 and struck out 3. So far his unearned run streak is still intact. Remember, he threw a complete game shutout his last time out against Johnson University. Brockamont, Pontius, and Beltray are due up for Ed Waters. TJ Lanning. TJ Lanning has moved from left to first. Christian Draper in at shortstop in place of Sean Moose. And Brian Lopez in left field. First pitch misses. Second baseman Juan Brockamont, he is 1 for 2, single. He's called on strikes his last time up. And a high pop fly out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, of course, Lanning is still in the number 3 hole. We'll have to see where Draper and Lopez figure in the batting order. And a pitch inside. 2 balls and a strike. Austin Gross came out of the game. So Draper or Lopez, one of them will be batting 9th. And this pitch is up high, ball 3. Also out of the game, Sean Moose. He was in the number 7 hole. The 3-1, high drive, well hit in the right center field. Pedraza and Shiver. It is Shiver. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. John Shiver up near the fence. A long run and a diving catch. And that is out number 1. That is a highlight reel play, and I wish we had StatCast on that one. One away as John Shiver makes probably the defensive play of the series. A long run. I'm guessing he ran about 110 feet. Made the catch on the dive. 1 out, shortstop Jordan Pontius. Line drive into center. Shiver cannot get there. It's down for a hit. So Pontius aboard for the 2nd time in game 2. He walked and scored in the 3rd. And with 1 out and a runner at first, designated hitter Miguel Beltray at the plate. He's 0 for 2. What a play by Shiver, junior from Middleburg, Florida. And a pitch, a breaking ball in there for a strike. Catch written recaps of these games on tbceagles.com, most likely up there tonight. And the pitch, a breaking ball, stays outside. One ball, one strike to Beltre. Runner at first, Jordan Pontius. He singled with one out. Hot shot down the third base line and a base hit. Runner around second. That's Pontius. He pulls up into third. And that's going to be a double for Miguel Beltre. Diving attempt by Jacob Molina. He was playing off the line, and Beltre found the open hole. And the Tigers, with one out, have the potential lead run at third in Jordan Pontius, and another man at second in Miguel Beltre. Timeout as Coach Xavier German heads out to the mound. Tigers have hit the ball very well here in the top of the fifth. Boston leads Tampa Bay 7-4. The other split squad for the Red Sox is tied at 3 after 9 against Philadelphia. And it looks like they're going to stop that one right there. You'll see that quite a bit in spring training, games ending in a tie after 9 innings. Sometimes they'll play one more, but chose not to this time. Alberto Rivera. He's driven in a run. He did that in the third inning. First pitch misses for ball one. Two balls, no strikes. Lyle in a tough spot. He's going from the windup with runners at second and third. And he misses down for ball three. And like we saw earlier, it's not the worst thing to walk. There is a base open, and it would set up a potential double play. The 3-0. And looked like he was pitching around Alberto Rivera after he fell behind. So the bases are loaded. There's one out. First baseman Jacob Franke at the plate. Franke down on strikes. Also reached on a fielder's choice, so nothing out of two. Lyle trying to get out of the inning. Both corner infielders in on the grass. First pitch, breaking ball on the inside corner. TJ Lanning now playing first, as we said a little while ago. Christian Draper at short. Ryan Lopez in left. And the ball hits the batter, and that'll bring home a run. RBI hit batsman puts Franke aboard. Pontius scores. Beltre advances to third, and Rivera takes second. 4-3 now in favor of the Tigers, and Coach Copeland will head out to the mound. That's the second trip of the inning, so that's going to be it for Nick Lyle. Four and a third innings. And Tigers screaming from the dugout. Jace Fouché heading to the mound for Trinity Baptist College. Lyle, 4 and a third innings. 4 runs, 1 earned, but he is responsible for 3 runners on base. He's allowed 4 hits, and he struck out 3. Jace Fouché on the mound trying to get out of a tough situation. Juan Brockamont led off. He was robbed of extra bases by John Shiver on a long run and a diving catch. Jordan Pontius then singled. Miguel Beltre doubled down the left field line. Alberto Rivera drew the walk. And Jacob Franke was hit by a pitch. That knocked Lyle out of the game. And that's where we stand. 4-3, Edward Waters College has a lead. They scored 3 times in the third, 1 here in the fifth. Eagles got 1 in the first and 2 in the fourth. Top-seeded Kansas and number 3 Oregon in the Midwest region of the men's tournament. They're going to face off later tonight, approximately 8:50 p.m. Florida will take on South Carolina tomorrow. The Gators on that buzzer beater in overtime defeated Virginia. Gonzaga and Xavier in the West region. Gonzaga number 1 seed, Xavier number 11. That game will start in a little less than 2 hours from now. A 1-2 matchup in the South region, North Carolina and Kentucky tomorrow afternoon just after 5 p.m. Right now, Jace Fouché has his work cut out for him as Willett Boggs steps to the plate. There's a Tiger at every base, and 1 run is in. Boggs is nothing out of 2. He's flown out twice. Fouché will work from the windup with the bases loaded, and the pitch, a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Good start to Fouché. Lanning not holding the runner at first. He's in on the grass to try to cut down the insurance run at the plate. Middle infielders Draper and Rivera playing double play depth. Bellina even with the bag at third. Ground ball to short. Draper will go to second for 1, and that's all the Eagles will get. Credit Boggs with an RBI. He reaches on the fielder's choice. 6-4 cuts Franke down at second. Beltre scores, and it's 5-3. Alberto Rivera takes third. And Noah Leake at the plate. He's nothing out of 2. Reached on an error his last time up. Tigers now lead by 2, 5-3. 2 outs, runners at the corners, and the pitch is down, and Hall keeps everybody where he is. So Trinity fought back to tie the game in the bottom of the fourth. But now Edward Waters has regained the lead. NAIA, Association of Independents, Edward Waters College Tigers. 20-14 on the season at the start of this ball game, and this pitch misses, low and outside for ball 2. Jonathan Jamie on deck. The wind gusting straight in once again. The 2-0. Long drive down the left field line and hooking foul. Leake out in front of that one. He hit it hard, but pulled it foul. Two balls and a strike. And the pitch in the dirt, ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike. Fouché from the stretch, good curve ball. That evens up the count, or rather fills up the count, 3-2. Boggs will be off on the pitch. That's a good take by Leake. A breaking ball, and that does allow Boggs to get those few extra steps. 3-2. Payoff pitch, runner goes. This one's fouled off. Tigers fans shouting their encouragement to Noah Leake. Full count. Once again, Boggs will be running on the pitch. There he goes, a breaking ball, misses inside for ball 4. Number 9 hitter, Jonathan Jamie. He's 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the 3rd. Fouché will go from the windup. And a pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Lanning playing deep behind the bag at first. Bolina even with the bag at 3rd. Middle infielders straight away with 2 outs. Lopez deep in left. Schreiber and Pedraza mid-range and center and right. And this one misses for ball 2. Nowhere to put him. The 2-0. Long drive into left field. Lopez giving chase. It is up against the fence on a one-hopper. 1 run is in. 2 runs have scored. Here comes run number 3. And that's a 3-run double for Jonathan Jamie. That one came close to getting out. He drove in all 3 runners on the bases. Rivera, Boggs, and Leake. And the Tigers have put 5 on the board here in the 5th. Top of the order, Brian Rodriguez at the plate. And Coach Copeland talking things over with the umpire and Tigers coach Reggie Johnson. A 3-run double that one-hopped the fence. And the Tigers lead 8-3. Brian Rodriguez waiting for a chance at the plate. He is nothing out of 3, but he has scored a run. Jamie, the runner at second, he just drove in 3. And the pitch in there for a strike. Breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So now 6 runs charged to Lyle, 3 of them earned. And a pitch. Hot shot right back to the box. Fouché tosses and Lanning with the barehanded catch. And that retires a side. 5 runs, 4 hits and a couple of walks. 1 man left. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Ed Waters leads 8-3. TJ Lanning, Richard Ruth, and Gabby Pedraza due up for Trinity here in the bottom of the 5th. A 5-run top half gave the Tigers an 8-3 lead. The big blow, a 3-run double off the bat of Jonathan Jamie. Lanning leading things off. 1 for 1 with an RBI. Denver Ripley on the mound, his first pitch in there for a strike. Ripley came in last inning, finished off. And he starts fresh here in the 5th. A high pop fly. Second baseman Brockamont there to make the play. 1 away. Jonathan Radomski started, went 3 2/3 innings. And Ripley gets the first man out. He ended the bottom of the 4th, got the first man here in the 5th. Richard Ruth at the plate. He's 0 for 1. He drew a walk his last time up. Slow curve in there for a strike. No balls and a strike, and the pitch, check swing, he held up in time. The 1-1, curveball fouled off. Ruth down, a ball and 2 strikes. Ripley with a long look in, now he's ready. The 1-2. High fly ball, well hit into center field, but Rodriguez camps under it to make the play. First 2 men are out, and it brings up the right fielder, Gabby Pedraza. Pedraza 0 for 2, grounded out to first base both times up. And this one hits him, and Pedraza is aboard. So the Eagles have a runner at first with 2 outs. Kevin Rivera, the second baseman, he is 1 for 2. He doubled and scored in the 4th. Kristen Draper on deck, so that answers the question of which man will bat 7th and which will bat 9th. Good lead off first by Pedraza. Throw not in time. Draper and Brian Lopez both came into the game an inning ago. Defensively, Moose and Gross exited. And the pitch is a good slow curve in there for a strike. The 0-1 coming from Draper, rather from Ripley, and the pitch is downstairs. Saying that while I'm writing Draper's name in the scorebook. And the 1-1. Down in the dirt. Another good block by Jamie. Two balls and a strike. Ripley with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count even at 2-2. 2 outs, runner at first. Gabby Pedraza was hit by a pitch. And here comes the 2-2. Ground ball to the shortstop, Pontius. He'll go the long route, high throw, but on target for out number 3. Eagles get a man on, leave him. After 5, it's 8-3, Ed Waters. Two, 3, and 4 due up for Edward Waters here in the top of the 6th. Juan Bracamont, Jordan Pontius, and Miguel Beltre. 3 in the 3rd, 5 in the 5th for the Tigers. 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 4th for the Eagles. Jace Fouché in relief of Nick Lyle. And first pitch of the 6th inning on the inside corner for strike 1. Bracamont is 1 for 3 here in game 2. This pitch misses inside, evens things up at a ball and a strike. Cubs got 2, still batting in the bottom of the 1st, leading Cincinnati 2-0. Strike 2 to Bracamont. White Sox 2, Cleveland 0 in the 2nd. The 1-2 way outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Angels got 4 in the 1st. They lead Arizona 4-0 after 1. Slapped foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cincinnati and Oakland scoreless. Game just underway. Curveball misses. Full count on Bracamont. Brewers and Royals, no score in the 2nd. Oakland leads the Dodgers 3-0 in the 2nd. Number of teams having split squads today. Swing and a miss, and he's out on strikes. First strikeout for Fouché. 1 out, bases empty for Jordan Pontius. 1 for 2. He's also walked and scored twice. That single in the 5th started the big rally for the Tigers. Good curveball for strike 1 from Jace Fouché. High fly ball, well hit in the left field. Lopez heading back in front of the fence. He makes the play. Two down for the designated hitter, Miguel Beltre. Pontius gave that one a long ride. Lopez was playing deep and able to make the catch. Curveball misses inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Beltre 1 for 3 with a run scored. And that evens things up at 1-1. He doubled and scored in the 5th. Two balls and a strike. The 2-1 from Fouché, chopped foul down the right side. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Beltre disagrees. And that'll retire the side. Both teams have been unhappy with some of the calls in both games today. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Fouché. Tigers go down in order. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Ed Waters leads 8-3. Christian Draper leading things off in the 6th. This will be his first at bat. He came in defensively for Sean Moose. Getting an opportunity late in game 2, and first pitch from Ripley is outside for ball 1. Draper followed by David Hall and Brian Lopez. 1 ball, no strikes. Denver Ripley on the mound for Ed Waters. Swing and a miss evens up the count. Ripley has looked good in 1 1/3 innings in relief of Jonathan Radomski. And the 1-1. Breaking ball. Draper started to go but held up. Two balls and a strike. And Ripley with the 2-1. Line drive into right field. It's going to stay up. Willett Boggs makes the play, 1 away. Draper hit it hard. That's been the theme for the Eagles this entire series. Hard hit balls right at someone, or very nice plays being made. David Hall at the plate. He is 0 for 2. Breaking ball misses up high, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. And a foul back. 1-1. Cubs and Rockies are scoreless in the 2nd. Texas leads Seattle 1-0 in the 3rd. The 1-1 coming from Ripley. A breaking ball laced into left center field, and a base hit for Hall. So a 1-out single Brings up the left fielder, Brian Lopez. Courtesy runner for the catcher, number 20, Cameron Irvine. He's aboard at first. We mentioned a couple times his family made a long trip up from Miami. And now Irvine aboard with one out. Brian Lopez getting his first at-bat of the ball game. Fastball on the outside corner for strike one. Throw to first. High throw, but a nice play by Frankie. Later tonight, Minnesota at Baltimore, San Diego at San Francisco. Line drive into right field, a base hit. So the Eagles have two men aboard. One out for Jacob Molina. And the Eagles' third baseman is 2 out of 3. He's driven in 2 runs. Tied up the ball game at 3 in the fourth with a 2-run single. He's also doubled and scored. Another opportunity for Trinity. 2 men on, 1 out. Irvine, the runner at second. Lopez at first. And the first pitch to Molina is up and in. Final scores from spring training. Boston beat Tampa Bay 7-5. Pittsburgh, after getting no hit for 6 innings, ended up winning 5-4 over Detroit. Curved ball and a good one on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets beat the Braves 3-0. And a 3-3 tie after 9 innings between the Red Sox and the Phillies. The 1-1 in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Miami shut out St. Louis 1-0. Yankees beat Toronto 6-5. It's a split squad for the Blue Jays. The other team beat Team Canada 16-0. 2-1 is popped straight up. Third baseman Alberto Rivera in foul ground is there for out number 2. Two down for the center fielder John Shiver. He's 1 for 3 with a double. Washington beat Houston 4-1. Opening night, 8 days away. 2 on, 2 out for Shiver. Line drive right back to the box, and Denver Ripley puts his glove up and makes the play. Another hard hit ball off an Eagles bat. That'll retire the side. 2 runs, or rather 2 hits, no runs, 2 men left. We go to the 7th. Ed Waters leads 8-3. Top of the 7th, 5-run lead for the Tigers. 5, 6, and 7 due up. Alberto Rivera, Jacob Frankie, and Willett Boggs. Rivera has been on base 3 times, 2 walks and an RBI single. Eagles hit the ball well in the 6th, got a couple of hits. Also had a couple of hard hit balls caught. Alberto Rivera leading off here in the 7th. Low and outside, ball 1. Edward Waters won game 1. 5-1, looking to sweep the doubleheader and a 3-game series. 2 balls, no strikes. Fouché with the pitch. High pop up down the right side. Lanning near the fence, leaps, but can't reach it. So 2-1 to count now on Alberto Rivera. And a 2-1 is in there. A curveball for strike 2. Two pitch, a fastball inside. Full count now on Rivera. Three-two pitch, a breaking ball, fouled back. Rivera ready. Fouché, the 3-2 pitch. Hard ground ball into center field for a base hit. Good at bat from Alberto Rivera. That's his 2nd hit of the ball game and the 4th time he has been on base. Jacob Frankie at the plate. Frankie was 0 for 2 with a hit batsman, but we're going to have a pinch hitter for Frankie stepping to the plate, number 21, Ricardo Mateo. Saw Mateo as a courtesy runner earlier today. First at bat, and a pitch is outside for ball 1. Runner at first, nobody out. Alberto Rivera led off with a base hit. And this one driven into center field. Shiver with the wind knocking it down, cannot get there, and that's a base hit. The wind has been gusty all afternoon, and it knocked that one down. Shiver looked like he had a beat on it, but it drops in safely. So the first 2 men have reached. Rivera and Mateo. Willett Boggs, a right fielder, at the plate. He's 0 for 3, but he brought home a run in the 5th with a fielder's choice ground ball. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Dan Richard up and throwing for the Eagles in the bullpen. Two on, nobody out, no balls and a strike. And the pitch is another good breaking ball for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch coming from Fouché. Right back to the box. Fouché over near the line. He will apply the tag. Boggs chased one up high, but he did advance both runners. One out for the left fielder, Noah Leake. He is 0 for 2. He walked and scored in the 5th. Second and third, one out. Both Rivera and Mateo singled. Fouché got the next man on a ground ball, and his first pitch to Leake is in there for a strike. The 0-1, another good curveball. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2, swing and a miss. And a foul tip, the ball hit the dirt. So Leake's still alive. And Fouché ready from the windup with runners at second and third. The 0-2 in the dirt, ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, a pitch. Hits the runner in foul territory, so that is a dead ball. That's a foul ball, and that is why runners at third lead off in foul ground. If that ball hits him in fair territory, that runner at third is out. Ball hit very hard off the bat of Noah Leake. Rivera, though, he did the right thing. Not waiting for the umpire to make the call. He started to hustle home. And the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So make the plays, let the umpire make the calls. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Long look in from Fouché. And the pitch. High fly ball into left field. Lopez is camped under it. He's going to charge in the wind, taking it in. He makes the catch, and a sacrifice fly throw to the plate is in time. And that retires the side. And nobody coming off the field. That would be the 3rd out of the inning. Lopez made the catch and left. And Tigers fans very unhappy with the call. As we said a few times, both teams unhappy with calls made on the field by both umpires. Well, that's a double play to end the inning. Eagles are coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 8-3. Bottom of the 7th, Eagles need 5. They'll have TJ Lanning, Richard Ruth, and Gabby Pedraza. First 3 scheduled hitters here in the inning. Denver Ripley came in relief of Jonathan Radomski. He came in when the game was tied at 3. He's pitched 2 1/3 scoreless innings, so he would stand to be the winner. Nick Lyle on the hook for the Eagles. Jace Fouché came in relief in the 5th. And Lanning will lead things off. He has doubled, driven in a run, walked, and popped up to the second baseman. So another questionable call at the plate. Been like that for both games this afternoon. Lanning ready. Denver Ripley on the mound for Edward Waters College. And the first pitch of the 7th is popped up to the right side. Frankie over near the dugout. He runs out of room. No balls and a strike on T.J. Lanning. And this one misses upstairs. Count even at 1-1. And this one gets away from Ripley. 2 balls and a strike. And Ripley, long look in, now delivers a 2-1, and Lanning fouls it off. Our next live stream will be Tuesday, April 18th, when the Eagles have a home doubleheader against Southeastern University. That one is scheduled to begin at 4 p.m. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Lanning, and the pitch in the dirt, and we have a full count. That is the final regular season home game on the schedule for Trinity Baptist College. We still have a number of games on the road. Toccoa Falls next weekend at Edward Waters in the middle of April. Thomas University and Voorhees College. Lanning rips one foul. He's still alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ripley will deliver the payoff pitch. Inside and low for ball 4. Good start to the inning. That's only the first walk issued by Denver Ripley. And with a man at first, nobody out, the DH, Richard Ruth, at the plate. He is 0 for 2, and he's also drawn a walk. Coach Johnson out to the mound. There is some action in the Tigers bullpen, and a man is coming in. So that might be it for Denver Ripley. He did a very nice job. 2 1/3 innings, no runs. Couple of hits and a walk, and he gets a very well-deserved ovation from the Tigers fans in the bleachers. Number 26, Dorian Kemp on the mound for Ed Waters. Eight runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Tigers. 3, 7, and 3 for Trinity Baptist. Kemp has a record of 1 win, no losses, no earned run average. Check that, no wins, no losses, no ERA, 0. He has pitched 2 innings and allowed 2 hits. T.J. Lanning drew a walk. He's at first. Ruth, the scheduled hitter. Gabby Pedraza waiting on deck. So Dorian Kemp in relief of Denver Ripley. Not a save situation, but he's trying to close it out and get the win to Denver Ripley. So lefty on lefty, Ruth facing Kemp. And the first pitch is up high for ball one. So a ball and no strikes. And the pitch up and in, 2 balls, no strikes. So Ruth ahead in the count, 2-0. Big hole on the right side of the infield, and the pitch. High fly ball in foul ground. Frankie is there for out number 1. One out for the right fielder, Gabby Pedraza. Dorian Kemp is ready. And a pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Pedraza walked his last time up. And a pitch, swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2, high pop up out of play. So another 0-2 pitch coming to Pedraza. And Kemp with that 0-2, a breaking ball. Pedraza, good job fighting it off and staying alive. Kemp taking his time on the mound. He's ahead in the count, 0-2. Fastball misses up and in. Lanning, the runner at first. Kevin Rivera waiting next. Long drive down the right field line, but well foul. That had home run distance, but Pedraza way out in front. Ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch, high pop up on the infield. It'll be the second baseman, Brockamont, for out number 2. Kevin Rivera, second baseman. He is 1 out of 3, doubled and scored in the 4th. Kemp needing to get 1 more out. Again, not a save situation. And a first pitch to Rivera. Misses outside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. And a pitch. Misses outside. So Rivera ahead 2-0. Kristen Draper hoping to get an opportunity. He would bat next if Rivera can keep the inning alive. The 2-0 upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. And ball 4 misses up high, and Draper will have that opportunity. He's 0 for 1, but he lined one very hard directly at the right fielder, Willett Boggs. Came in defensively in the top of the 6th. Got that at bat in the bottom half. 2 on, 2 out. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. Lanning, the runner at second. Kevin Rivera at first. And the pitch in there for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Frankie playing behind the runner at first. Tigers looking to get 1 more. And Kemp from the stretch with the 1-1. High pop foul out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Kemp will deliver the 1-2. Swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. Picked up by Jamie to throw to first, will end the ball game. Final score, Edward Waters College 8, Trinity Baptist College 3. The Tigers sweep the 3-game series. We're going to be with you again on April 18th when Southeastern University come to town. The Fire will be here for a doubleheader beginning at 4 p.m. Winning pitcher Denver Ripley, 2 1/3 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 2 walks. And Nick Lyle takes a loss for the Eagles. For Dean Bureau on camera, Coach John Copeland, Coach John Jones, Athletic Director of Trinity Baptist College, and everybody, thank you for joining us on live stream, and thank you for your trip up from Miami. To the Irvine family, wish you a very safe trip home. Very glad to meet you before the game. And thanks to the Edward Waters fans for joining us in attendance today. Rollo family also joining us here as well. Alex Rollo, a member of the Eagles. I'm Ray Bureau saying good night. God bless you from Trinity Baptist College.